I am Jaesi Christian from Coconut Lime Publishing. I just finished up creating the interactive children's book, Max the Mouse Goes to the Moon. And it was a lot of fun to make, and I just decided to record some of that process of making it, and to make a whole video of like how it was made, because it seems like we're shifting into like a new paradigm where I think a lot of people want to know where their stuff is coming from and they want their product to be eco-friendly and to be handcrafted and made with love. So that's why I'm making this, just to kind of shed a little bit of light on how it was made. And so anyways, Max the Mouse Goes to the Moon is a great children's story. It was written by Bretton Hadfield and illustrated by Kira Baker. And I really love this story because I've always been a big dreamer myself, and I really think that we should encourage our little ones, our children, to go for whatever they want, even despite how big it is, you know. And I love that whole thing in the story where it's like this little mouse going for something huge, them like wants to get to the moon. Something that seems just impossible, but it's possible. When there's a will, there's a way. One of my favorite parts in the story, so he's in the rocket on his way to the moon. I hope I'm not giving too much away here. The rocket's was shaking, and that Max was a little unsure about the trip.
Max wasn't so sure about the trip he was on.
And it's like, that's so true, because sometimes that happens where it's like sometimes your thoughts are starting to manifest and you don't feel quite ready. You're like, you're excited, but then you're like, kind of scary.
But after a while, the clouds passed away and he was floating in space.
So let me tell you about Bretton Hadfield. He's a lawyer, actually. He lives in Salt Lake. I actually have never even met him, but I can already tell that he would be an awesome person to be around, just from what I've heard. And he has this really awesome quote that's actually in the back at the end of the book that I really love.
As our own little ones shoot for the moons of their own, as they risk and they fail, as they try and achieve, let us encourage with love that divine spark within, for each of them is the gift this world prayed to receive.
What I really love is the illustrations of this book. They're just beautiful, and I really wanted to just show as much as I could. They're watercolor, and Kira Baker did a beautiful job, and it's one of my favorite things about the book is the illustrations. And that's what made it so much fun to work with. Especially, I really love the night skies. Like, they're just so pretty, so I just had to make it sparkly. I had a lot of fun with the night skies in space. She made that so beautiful. Kira Baker. All I know about her is that she's a visual arts student. I don't know if was or is, and she can really paint watercolor. Like, she's magnificent with watercolor. And hello, Kira, if you're watching this, you're amazing. I did the animations and the music for the interactive book, and it took me a lot longer than I expected. What happened is, like, I would get an idea and I just have to at least try it out, no matter how crazy of an idea it was, or even if I wasn't really sure if it was possible, I had to at least try it and play around with it. And the part that took the longest was, and the greatest challenge with it was, I was just given still pictures, and I had to, if I wanted to make something move, then I had to, not only cut out that that object that I wanted to move, but I had to recreate the background behind it so that there wouldn't just be like a white space, you know, behind it when it moved. And so like I had to try to copy Kara, which was really difficult in the beginning. And there's this one part that took me a long time, but I really wanted it to happen. Like I love it when stories give you opportunities to find out more, to learn more, or when there's like just these little surprises. Like one of my favorite books when I was little was this book that you could open these envelopes and like could pull out these little letters and read them, and I found it so entertaining. I thought it was so cool. And so I did that in the library scene. You can actually pull out the books and learn a little bit about space and the moon, and it was cool to refresh in my memory on some of that information on space and the stars and the star cycles and black holes and the different planets. So I gave the opportunity for the child to learn about that stuff, to learn with Max. So I created the music as well. That wasn't ever the plan in the beginning. I just, from the first scene, you know, the sparkly stars in the sky and Max staring at the moon, thinking about, you know, dreaming about being on the moon. This one piano and violin song just kept playing in my head. Like I just thought it'd be the perfect song to play for that first scene. And so I decided to try, and since I have this awesome mic, like I'm carrying around an ice cream cone or a lollipop, so I just decided to try it because I play violin. I played violin for most of my life, off and on, and I know a bit of piano. I tried it out, and the quality actually was pretty good, so I started playing around with it and started having a lot of fun. Because I could make myself sound low. Like a cello, and I could record myself a couple of times and make myself sound like a quartet. And then I could do effects to make it sound like I was in a concert hall. So I started having a lot of fun, and I started composing music because I actually at one point in my life wanted to be a composer. It wasn't for very long, but I didn't stick to that for very long. But and so I had the program I have Finale to compose music, so I decided to try and create the music. So for that first scene, I kind of copied that song, not completely, but I switched it around and stuff and create a different melody and stuff. But I used those two chords took those two chords, the D major and G minor, and just played around with those chords to create the music. And Corinne Van Meter, she's the narrator. Even I put Bretton's voice in there too.
But the man kept on talking and said,
"I guess I don't have to go to the pet store today. A mouse for my experiment just wandered my way."
But Corinne Van Meter, she's one of our authors, and when I first met her, I actually, it's probably awkward, but I just said, "I really like your voice, you have a really beautiful voice." And she's like, "Thank you." But so I'm so glad that we have her voice for this book. It's just perfect, and she's just got this soothing, beautiful voice.
Inside of the ship, Max couldn't believe that his trip to the moon was about to begin.
So Corinne, Van Meter is the narrator and is written by Bretton Hadfield, illustrated by Kara Baker with watercolor illustrations, and then animated by me, and and music composed by me. So please check it out. I'm really excited about it, and I had a lot of fun with it.